Hey, it's me, Pandas Love XD, and I'm doing another drama reflection video, and I got my notes and the questions. So let's get started. Okay, question number 1. After doing all the scene studies, which is the audition, the accused, and Find Me, the Verity scene, what ideas or concepts of theater that you knew before being enhanced, and what knowledge and understanding do you still feel you are lacking? So I think me being really projected in the audience was enhanced, definitely. And then so like being loud enough so everyone could hear me for like stage whisper or anything, it still made me loud enough that people could hear from the top row if they needed to. What I feel that I'm still lacking is being open. I noticed for the audition, I kept going away from the audience instead of being towards the audience. So I definitely need to be more open. Question number 2. Where do you feel you went right in the portrayal of character? Use specific instances and discuss the use of voice and movement, as well as other elements like the set, costuming, and use of props. How can you continue to improve the believability of your performances? Well, in Verity, I had to I had to do a full-out temper tantrum. And I just remembered back when I was maybe 1 or 2, and I remembered the time where I had this really, really big temper tantrum, and I tore my whole room apart. And I'm not lying, that actually happened. So I tried to remember that time on how I yelled, kicked, screamed, everything. And so, yeah, so when I wore the costume also of Verity, I felt more like a 7-year-old than anything. Because right now I wear sweaters and skinny jeans. Unlike 7-year-olds, most 7-year-olds wore skirts and dresses and all that cute little stuff. So I tried to do that. For the audition, I thought I have to wear something more casual. Well, not casual, more formal casual almost. Doing a audition to impress the director, and that's what I tried to do, and I felt more of a 20-year-old than anything, the way I stood and everything. For the accused, I was playing a teenager, so I just wore my regular clothes, which was mostly black and everything, and I had to be really disobedient and rude, so I practiced it, really. I got in front of a mirror and I was being rude to my reflection, and and that's what happened. So yeah. Right, question number 3. How did the planning beforehand with breaking down the units and blocking improve your overall performance? Where do you still need to improve in using rehearsal time more wisely? I really did love breaking down to the beats, because if I needed help on that one section, I could be like, okay guys, let's go to beat 2 and rehearse that because I still don't understand. Or can you help me with beat 4? I don't understand what we're doing. So I thought that was really helpful for breaking down the beats. Blocking was really hard for me. I made everything backwards by mistake. And so, like, I'd draw the thing and I'd write down everything that we did, but then I'd get confused with it. So then I just pretty much almost gave up because I just didn't understand. But then I got Megan to help me, which was nice. So I understood that more clearly. Question 4. If given the chance to do one of the scenes again, which one would you choose? What would you change in the performance? Explain the specifics. I definitely do the audition again, actually, because during the performance, me and Rose did really well, but I feel I kept saying this. So I'd be like, I've heard a lot of stories about this, but I never thought this would happen to me like this. And I kept saying this. And you, Mr. McCubbin, actually told me about that, and I didn't catch on till I thought about it, and I did say this a lot. So I'd definitely redo the audition. 5, last question. Of the concepts we discussed, which is beats/units, context and subcontext, stage business, off-text improvisation, on-text improvisation, and emotional memory, internal dramatic monologue, which one had the greatest impact on your rehearsal process and subsequent performances? Okay. Use specific examples to defend your response. I want to choose the emotional memory and internal dramatic monologue, because when I was in Verity, when I had to be Verity, I had to remember the time that I had that full out temper tantrum. So when we were rehearsing our lines, we actually had to be that kid, or be the mom, be the dad, you know? So when I was reading, we were reading out loud, and I sounded like a little girl, which I loved. And then when we started doing the temper tantrums, I had to be more mature and loud. So I started remembering all these things that made me so mad, and I just couldn't handle it. And my face started getting red, and I started to get sweaty and getting really pissed off. And then when I had to yell and scream and I started doing it, I guess I made it a little loud, because I remember when I looked up from the scene, we were in the back row, me and my group, and the group that was on the stage was watching us, and it just scared me a little bit, but I was fine. So yeah, I definitely think remembering the time that you actually need to do it, or actually feeling that emotion, does help for performing anything, really. So if you're happy, think of a really, really happy time, like maybe on your birthday and you got a puppy or something like that. So I enjoyed that a lot. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching, Mr. McCubbin.